While in France, we wanted to try a Viking River cruise. We sailed on the Viking Fjorgyn along the Seine River in northern France. In this video, we cover why Viking is so popular, what Viking does, cruise itinerary, the ship, our thoughts, highlights, and tips and recommendations. Jones Getaways by Dream Vacations presents travel tips and recommendations with Nikki and Tommie. We know travel. Let us share our experiences with you.
Hi, I'm Nikki. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us.
And I'm Tommie.
We are Jones Getaways
We are.
by Dream Vacations.
We are.
A travel agency that wants to help you experience the amazing of the world.
That's true. If you haven't joined us before, what? The good news is you're here now. We are retired Army veterans with more than 50 years of combined active duty service to our country. Now, travel is our life.
Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment and continue to join us as we share all of our travel experiences around the world.
Yeah.
Same
Ready?
thing. Yep.
You sure?
Yes.
Let's go.
I dare anyone to say
Double
they've never
dog
heard
dare
of
you.
Viking. Everyone we've asked about river cruising, they automatically come back with
Whenever
Viking.
we start a conversation.
So, of course, now we believe and we know that Viking has a stronghold on marketing and
Kings
advertising.
of marketing.
They are everywhere. They're on TV, in the emails, on your ads, Facebook, social media, everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. It's just that, that's just one of several river cruises. And we just wanted to sail on it and see what it was about.
So here's a little background about Viking. It was established in 1997 by Torsten Hagen.
There you go.
Probably Torsten, but
Okay.
It's headquartered in Switzerland. They moved into the American market in 2000 and began sailing on the Mississippi River in 2022 with 8 and 15-day cruises.
Viking has river and ocean sailings.
That's true. They do. In 2015, Viking introduced its first ocean cruise ship and now has an award-winning fleet, of 9 ocean cruise ships. They have cruises all over the world. And Viking says the ocean fleet, the ships are engineered at a size that allows them direct access into most ports. Mm-hmm. And if you cruise, that's very important because the more ports you can get into, the more you can see.
Yeah.
Also, in 2022, they launched the Viking's Expedition cruises. And those cruises are like in Antarctica, the Arctic, and even the Great Lakes.
Mm-hmm.
So I got you the details.
All
Nikki,
of that.
Can you please get into our
Sure. Actually did a B2B, which is a back-to-back sailing. Mm-hmm. We were on a 7-day cruise prior to this one, which you can watch the video here. Yeah. And while we wrapped up that post-cruise experience in Paris, we embarked on the Viking Fjorgyn at the port.
Yep.
So we checked out of our hotel, grabbed an Uber.
Day one.
And went to the port to check in. Yeah. We dropped our luggage, and our cabin was already ready. Yeah. We dropped our luggage, and then we left there to meet our friends at Montmartre Hill. Yeah. And we wanted to explore Paris a little bit more on our own.
Yeah. Hang out before they left.
Yeah, and before they left. So we returned to the ship for a welcome briefing where the cruise director let us know about the itinerary and the ship, and we knew that we were staying in Paris overnight also. Right.
And then day 2.
So the next day, Viking had an included excursion, which was the panoramic Paris. But since we had already been in Paris for a little while, we decided to not do that one and explore more of Paris on our own because there were some places we still wanted to see. So we definitely went to the Louvre Museum and did the obligatory photo there. And also went to a small cafe that was recommended by one of our past tour guides at the Café de l'Époque.
Yep. And then day 3.
Day 3, we were in La Roche-Guyon, and we went to the French Chateau life. We did that excursion, which was toured the house and gardens of Claude Monet, the famous French impressionist. Yeah. And we've all seen his paintings of the gardens, and it was absolutely beautiful to be there and to kind of understand the inspiration behind the paintings.
And I'll say this: I've heard of him. Don't know a lot about him, but those gardens, I didn't know he was a gardener. I didn't know that he cared that much, but they were beautiful.
Yeah,
so many different colors.
Were kept so
Absolutely.
Beautifully.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. It was warm that day, and it was crowded to us. But our tour guide said she was surprised about the number of people that were there, because there's normally much more people there.
Yeah, and we also got to see his house, which is very eclectic. There's art everywhere.
And then the next day was a short stay in Vernon. Was only there for about 7 hours. We decided not to participate in the tour that they had, because we just wanted to relax and just kind of explore the ship a little bit.
Right. Day 4, Rouen.
Rouen. We did the shore excursion, the walking tour in Rouen, which was the Gothic Rouen Cathedral, the astronomical clock, the half-timbered houses, and the Joan of Arc temple.
Yes. Now, the cathedral, we happened to walk in there on our tour, and we got to hear singing, and it was little boys from probably 5 years old all the way up to grown men in their 40s, and they sounded wonderful. And also, we got to learn a lot about Joan of Arc, and just understanding her story.
Yeah.
Day 5,
which is the main reason why we wanted to do this itinerary, was to go to Normandy. We knew prior that this was going to be a full day shore excursion, which started at 7:45 a.m. and we came back at 6:45 p.m. Which there was a 2-hour bus ride from Rouen to Normandy with the rest stop along the way. But we visited the Normandy Museum.
Yes, it's a museum. It's primary about World War II primarily, but it also covers all the wars that France has been involved in. Yeah. There's a lot of detail, and there's a lot of honesty as well.
Yeah, we did the Normandy American Cemetery.
Yes, which is just
we got a chance to see a ceremony.
Yes.
They did a ceremony there, which was amazing to be a part of.
Yeah.
And they did recognize the veterans.
Yes.
While we were there.
Yes.
And then we did the Normandy beaches.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you something. The best way I can help explain it is, imagine Saving Private Ryan, the first scene. Imagine standing on that beach and then seeing where they came from in the water, understanding that the tide that they had to deal with, the beaches they had to deal with, along with the obstacles they had to deal with, and then turning around and seeing where those bunkers were, that those machine gun nests were, that they had to terminate. And I'm telling you right now, it seemed impossible, but they did it. They found a way.
Yep.
Day 6.
Day 6, we leave Rouen to arrive in Leandre, where as we were sailing that afternoon, Tommie participated in a cooking demonstration with Chef Ali. What'd y'all make?
We made it a lemon tart.
You know how to make it now?
I do, actually. I do remember how to make it.
Okay.
And it tasted wonderful.
It was really good. They had one pre-made already, so
that's why you messed the word up. 'Cause I don't even know why you had to.
It was already pre-made, so I mean, but you did a great job.
I was still sous chef, and I still made the crust.
Yeah, you were. You did a great job.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
True.
Great job.
And that afternoon,
we did a walking tour.
Yes.
At the Chateau Galliard, built by Richard the Lionheart.
Yes. Now, Richard the Lionheart is King Richard in Robin Hood.
You definitely need to have proper footwear for walking and climbing, because a lot of people had sandals on and heels on. And
simple tip. Yeah. Know what you're getting into when you're getting on these excursions.
Yes, absolutely.
And then the ship went back to Paris.
Yes.
Day 7.
Yes. So we arrived in Paris, and there was a tour available at cost for you to sail dinner cruise, to sail on the Seine, but we decided not to do that since we had already spent a lot of time in Paris.
I'll tell you something. Those evening dinner cruises are a thing in Paris. So it's absolutely one of the things you can do in Paris is those evening dinner cruises.
Yeah.
Day 8.
So this was our disembarkation day. The night before, because we didn't do the sailing, we decided to pack, get ourselves ready. So we had already been notified that we needed to have our luggage outside of our cabin at 5:30 a.m. The taxi was at 6 a.m. because our flight was at 9. So that morning of disembarkation, we had our bags out. We left out about 5:55 a.m. Get out of our cabin, go to the front. They said, "Miss Jones, your cab is already here. They're loading up your bags now." And we got in the cab at 6 on the dot, and we were on our way to the airport. The absolute most seamless process that we've ever been on, for a river cruise. So what about a breakdown of the ship?
All right. The Viking Fjorgyn was built in 2020. Has 84 staterooms. It can hold 168 guests, 46 crew, and 4 decks. Okay. The top deck, it has a walk-around track.
Yep. And they say no running.
Yeah, no running. And it has plenty of seating, right? So you can see all the sights when you're sitting up there, and shade. So that's a great thing.
Yeah.
And then on the rest of the decks, you have the restaurant, you had the lounge and bar, you get free Wi-Fi, you have laundry service, and there was an elevator.
Yep. The Wi-Fi worked great while we were in port.
Either.
Yeah. So.
Yes, the Wi-Fi worked great.
Yeah, in port.
Yeah, and the elevator doesn't go to the 4th floor. Yeah. So my turn. What were your overall thoughts of our Viking River Cruise?
It's definitely for a particular age demographic. Very slow paced. The entertainment was classical music. There was opera singing on one night. Not a whole lot of dancing until there was. What about you?
I had a blast. Once again, when we travel, we do everything we can to have fun. And the age demographic is over 65. I would say closer to 70 and above. But the people there were so nice, so welcoming, and also they brought you in, and that was nice. Also, the food was great, the service was great, the ship was great, the room was great. I literally have nothing negative to say about anything that Viking had for us on our side.
Yeah, specifically Chef Ali, the maitre d' Peter, the bartenders, the wait staff. Everyone had smiles on their face, and just ready to serve you. And we truly appreciated that, not to be served, but just the fact of
how gracious they were, and personable, and friendly, and all that.
And with the food, I ate escargot for the first time in my life, and it was delicious.
I did.
The butter and garlic sauce that it was in, I would absolutely only eat escargot when I'm in France.
I didn't.
So you have any tips, and what is your recommendation?
Hey, I do. So tips I have, each port has excursions, right, that are included with Viking. But they also have excursions that are available that you could pay for, right? You pay extra for. So you can either go with the majority of the ship, or you can go off on your own. All right. Also, my recommendation is yes, absolutely. The food and the personable staff was enough to make this one of my top tiered cruises I've ever been on. Pace is different. Pace.
Yeah, right.
And Viking, shout out to Viking, because they absolutely cater to their audience.
Yeah, and one thing we appreciate that, because that could have been our parents, because they were our parents' ages on these ships, and for us to see the care that they took for the guests on the ship, I will 100% recommend it to our parents. Yeah, I will 100% recommend Viking.
What I forgot to add alcohol.
Oh, there is a drink package.
Yes. I recommend you get the drink package, because if not, then you have to pay for your drink.
And it's not as expensive as the ocean cruise lines, so, if you want to drink in between your lunch and dinner or after dinner, then if you don't have the drink package, of course, you'll be charged for it.
Yeah.
But we got it just to see what it was about, and we didn't have any issue with paying for it.
I love the drink package because it took you outside of the norm. So when you're at dinner and lunch, they serve a basic wine, but when you have the drink package, you can explore all the wines that they have.
Right.
And that was what I loved about it.
Yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was our Viking River Cruise experience.
Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel, please.
Please.
Also, leave a comment and your thoughts, and let us know if you've sailed on Viking, and tell us about your experience.
Yeah.
Or you can ask us any questions.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining Jones Getaways by Dream Vacations, travel tips and recommendations with Nikki and Tommie.
Bye.
Bye.